Holy macaroni. As usual, I've got my finger on the pulse. It's 2 days after Thanksgiving in America, and I've decided to shoot a mac and cheese video. Idiot. But in my opinion, you can eat mac and cheese anytime, hence my current physique. In my friend circle, I'm kind of known for my mac and cheese. Sometimes it's actually the reason I'm invited to things. It's all I've got going for me, really. I've never bothered with vegan mac and cheeses in the past because I don't like the cashew cream sauce or the ones where you use carrots and potatoes. They always just taste like a monument to compromise.
Like a monument to compromise!
But dairy-free products, especially the cheese, has come so far in the last few years that you can do the exact same recipe and just substitute it for dairy-free versions. So that's what we're going to do today. First things first, we've got to cook our pasta. I'm already diverging from the script. I'm not using macaroni. I know, so don't at me, I guess. I'm using these nice ridged shells, which I just thought looked kind of nice, kind of bougie. But yeah, you can use whatever tube or shell pasta you want. To get things going, we're going to cook our pasta in some heavily salted boiling water until al dente, then drain them and add them to our final casserole dish with some vegan butter or oil so it doesn't stick while we make the sauce. If the audio quality's dropped at all, it's because I've got the oven on now, which is actually an important step because you need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. So let's talk about the cheese. As I mentioned earlier, vegan cheese has come a long way, especially with companies like Violife. That's what I'm using in this recipe, not sponsored, but hey guys, hit me up. For the cheese sauce, I'm going to use this mozzarella style cheese. For the top, I'm going to use these cheddar style slices. I couldn't find a block or grated cheddar style cheese from Violife, so we're just going to hold these like a block and grate them. It'll look awkward on camera, but it kind of works. I've also got their parmesan style cheese left over from a recent video. I thought I'd just add this to add extra cheesy flavor, because why not? We're going to start by grating half a block of this mozzarella. It'll be about 200 grams. And then I'm probably going to grate half of these slices. So that'll be about 100 grams. And then I'm just going to do some of this parmesan. Our cheese is all grated. There's suddenly a lot of stuff here. Don't be intimidated. It's just a matter of adding and whisking. Let's quickly talk about a few basics and the vegan replacements. For a standard bechamel or white sauce, and in this case a cheese sauce, you always want to go equal parts butter to flour. So I'm doing half a cup of butter to half a cup of flour. For the butter, I'm using the Flora Plant Butter, so I don't have a nice block on me. This Flora Plant Butter works really well for cooking and baking. It just behaves like butter. For the milk, you want to use an unsweetened non-dairy milk. I found oat milk works the best because it has the most subtle flavor, but soy milk also worked well. I would avoid things like almond milk. They just have a really strong flavor. It's time for the age-old gamble of, is this a big enough saucepan for the amount of sauce I'm gonna make? What do you guys think? First up, we're gonna go in with half a cup of vegan butter. Bada bing, bada boom. You're gonna let the butter melt. Once the butter is melted, not foaming or browning, we're gonna go in with half a cup of flour. You want to whisk that so all the flour is incorporated into the butter. And then we're going to let it toast for a couple minutes to cook off the flour taste. So that's looking good. We're going to start adding our spices. 1 teaspoon paprika, a half a teaspoon cayenne pepper, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon pepper, and about a teaspoon of salt. One cup of the non-dairy milk. We'll whisk that in and then add the rest of the milk gradually until we get the consistency we're looking for. Once it starts to get really thick like this, start adding the rest of the milk. Just keep whisking and adding the milk. Once we've added all the milk, we're going to bring it up to the boil so they're all on the same temperature. Then drop the heat down again and keep whisking until you get a thick sauce. We go in with 2 teaspoons of hot English mustard. It wouldn't be a vegan recipe without some nutritional yeast, so add a tablespoon. To check if it's done, put a spatula or a spoon in the sauce And if you can run your finger through it and it leaves a gap, you're good to go. Now that our bechamel's ready, we want to turn it into a cheese sauce. So we're going to take it off the heat and add about a handful of cheese at a time until we get a nice thick cheesy sauce. Just whisk it in, incorporate it, add another handful. Never add cheese to a sauce while the heat's on. Sweet baby cheeses. Now would be the time to check for salt and pepper. Let me actually do that. I'm just going in with an extra pinch of salt and some black pepper.
Look at this distinguished gentleman.
Don't you dare say it, Sims. ASMR. God damn it. This is looking insanely good. We're gonna pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes just to get the cheese melting. And while that's happening, we're gonna prep the breadcrumbs. In a non-stick pan, we're gonna melt some vegan butter. You can also use oil. Then we're gonna add about half a cup of Panko breadcrumbs. Let them start to get a bit golden and crispy, and then hit them with a teaspoon of origanum and a teaspoon of paprika. So this is getting there. The cheese doesn't quite melt like real cheese, but I'm happy with it. We're gonna add the breadcrumbs on top, and then we're going to put it under the grill for a bit to hopefully get it nice and crispy. ASMR. So I'm vegetarian. I have been for about 5 years, I think. And cheese is always the thing that stands in my way from going vegan. Meals like mac and cheese is the most cheese you can get in one meal. But this, it's pretty close. It's pretty damn close. The only thing it lacks is the cheese on top doesn't go crispy. But beyond that, it's amazing. Definitely try this. Make it for someone who loves mac and cheese. Yeah, if you make it at home, tag me on Instagram at FlavorSims. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, keep cooking, and take care of yourselves. Your clean plate club. Oh yeah, this vegan sriracha mayo on mac and cheese. Chef's kiss.